Page 2 of linear modeling. For the following scatter diagrams, comment on the existence of any pattern, positive, negative, or no correlation, the relationship strength, 0, weak, moderate, or strong, whether the relationship is linear or not, and whether there are any outliers. Okay, so let's see. Let's go through all these and look to see if they're positive or negative first. So this looks like no correlation. This maybe is positive. This maybe is negative. Positive. This is definitely negative. Positive. Okay. What about relationship strength? So this looks like the worst. A, 0. This one looks kind of weak. C looks pretty good. I would say moderate. D looks weak. E looks strong. F looks weak. Linear, which ones look linear? Let's see. First one is non-linear. Second one, I would say non-linear. It's kind of hard to tell. C looks kind of like a curve, doesn't it? Non-linear. D, non-linear. It's kind of hard to say for these ones that are weak, right? Strong, we'll say that's linear. F, we'll say that looks like kind of a curve, doesn't it? Non-linear. Whether there are any outliers. Let's see, no outliers in particular in A or B. C, there's one here. D, I don't see any particular ones. E, there's one here. And I think that's it. F doesn't seem to have any particular outliers. Okay, number 3. 10 students participated in a typing contest where the students were given 1 minute to type as many words as possible. The table below shows how many words each student typed and how many errors they made. Okay. Draw a scattered diagram for this data. All right, so for this data, we're going to label the x-axis number of words, and the y-axis will be number of errors. How do I know which one's x, y? Well, in this case, they actually told me that the first one's x and the second one's y, but usually the first one is x and the second one is y. They're not trying to fool you or anything. Usually they're going to give it to you in alphabetical order like that. So I advise you always to count by 1s, 2s, 5s when you're counting off the divisions in a grid, or 10, 20, 50, or 100, 200, 500, and so on. Okay, so the highest two numbers in the x and the y rows are 85 and 30. So 85 in the x row looks like I can count by 10s here, right? So 0, 10, 20, 30. Yeah, it fits. So 85 would be right there, right? And then in the y direction, I can count up to 30. Looks like I might be able to count by 2s, maybe? Okay. Okay. Okay, now we can start graphing these points. So the first point for student A is 40, 11. So 40, 11. The next point is 53, 15. 53, 15. 20, 2. 65, 20. Let's see, 65, 20. 35, 4. 60, 22. 85, 30. 49, 16. it's not going to be perfect, right? You just want to like have it roughly correct. 35, 27. 27 would be like here, right? So like 35 is like halfway in between the two grids, and then 27 would also be halfway between the two grids, so kind of in the middle. 76, 25. 76 about in the middle here. 25 is about halfway up there. Okay, so those are the points. So let's start answering these questions. Name the student who is best described as slow but accurate. Slow would be low number of words, so down here. And then accurate would be low number of errors, so down here. So that would be like this person here. So 20, 2, who was that? That was a student C. So the next person they asked for is fast but inaccurate. So that would be on the right side of the graph because it would be the higher number of words, and it would be the top of the graph because we were talking about high number of errors. So that would be 85, 30. 85, 30 is person G. So we'll put person G for that. C for the first one, G for the second one. And who was the outlier? The outlier would be this person here. It's far away from the rest of the cluster. That would be person 35, 27, which is person I. Describe the direction and strength of the correlation between these variables. Looks like it's an upward movement here, trend, so that would be a positive correlation. And I would say maybe it's moderate, except for the outlier. It looks pretty good. So I would say positive, moderate. Is the data linear? Yeah, it looks pretty linear. Okay, so that's it for this one. Moving on to the next page.